Hi again, everybody. So now we're ready for the bar part of the class. I'd like to introduce you to my lovely wife, Katherine Rosemond, Dr. Katherine Rosemond, a wonderful therapist for fire rescue, military, police, and intelligence people around this area. She's going to help me with the beginning of the class through our calf raises and stretches. So let's start with marching. And Kat's never done this before, so she's going to follow along here and march as high as you can. Now, you notice we use a ballet bar. You can use a chest of drawers or anything like that that helps you. Now you're going to march with your legs wide like a sumo wrestler. You can point your feet or flex them. I'm a dance teacher, and I met Kat teaching dance. Good, and then we're going to be the legs forward again, and let's make it faster, high as you can. Again, this is like what we were doing earlier. And then wide, as fast as you can. Good. Little stretch. We're going to just swing our legs slowly. We do this at the end of class. Don't try and lift it high. You're going to keep the knee bent. Swing it across and open. The left leg, forward and back. Nice and loose. Side and across. This is also how we finish the class, you'll see. But this is just to loosen ourselves up and shake your arms out a little bit. Good. So we're going to do the intermediate version of our calf raises and the reason why I have my wife helping me with this is that she can rise all the way up. Can you rise up on releve? We call it releve in ballet, and she can lower her heels. I can barely do that anymore, so you can barely see me getting up, so I'm going to have her show that. So if we can stand on an angle like this, Kat, that'd be good. So we're going to do rise up and lower. Rise up and lower, and I can do it facing. You can do it at an angle. Rise up and lower, rise up and stay. Test your balance and lower down. Heels together, toes out. Rise up, lower down, rise up, lower down, rise up and stay. Test your balance, and we are going to be working on balance a lot today. And lower down. Parallel your feet hip width apart like a narrow gauge railroad. Rise up and lower down. Rise up and heels down. Rise up and stay. I'm going to have you do something extra here. Bend your knees. Test your balance. Not so easy. Straighten your knees. Heels off. Test your balance. And then come down. Good. And Kat and I are going to pick up our 2-pound weight. You can do this up to 15 pounds if you're a bodybuilder. No, I'm kidding. But any athlete would do this with heavy weight. We're going to do this with low. So we start with arms down here a little ways away from the bar. And we're going to rise up and lift and lower down and stay. Rise up, lift, lower down and stay. Rise up and lift and stay. Test your balance and lower down. Put it in the left hand. Rise up and stay. So it's like you're doing an arm curl, and then you release slowly. Again, it's sustained motion and lower down. And rise up and stay. And we can do many more reps, but for today, this is how much we're doing. Balance and down. Same thing. Put the dumbbell in your right hand. You're going to rise up, arm to the side, and you can go across my chest. That's right. And down, and rise up. And heels down, rise up and stay. A little harder balance now that weight's to the side of you. And lower down, put it in your left hand. Rise up and lower down. Rise up and lower down. For those of you who are intermediate, do this without the weight. Test the balance and lower down. Good. Heels together, toes out. Same thing, arm is down here. Rise up and lower down. And again, you can do this with a 3-pound, a 4-pound, a 5-pound, a 10-pound weight, 25 pounds, but don't let go of it because I will hurt in your head. And down, last time, and up. And test your balance. And lower down. Other hand. And rise up. And lower down. You hear my left foot cracking. That's why it needs some work. Up and down. Rise up. And down. Rise up and stay. Test your balance. And down. The right hand now rise up and to the side. And down. to the side, and you can actually move these dumbbells in any direction. You can do it forward, rise up and down, rise up and stay. We'll do it that way on both sides. And down, 2 to the side, and rise up and lower down, rise up and down to the front, rise up and down, rise up and stay. And you can see how the weight will mess with your balance a little bit. So again, you don't want to do this unless it's really advanced. Let's do the same set with our feet hip width apart parallel. And we're going to do rise up and lower down, rise up and lower down. You don't want to do this many if you don't have the strength. Hold it there and lower down, other side, and rise up and lower down, rise up and lower down, rise up and stay, hold it there and lower down. Switch hands, and now the arms are going to go to the front, rise up and lower down, and now to the side, rise up. Remember, we did this with our bands earlier in the chair. Lower down, rise up, lower down, rise up and stay in your left hand. And rise up, I forget, we go front, and lower down, sorry, and to the side, and lower down, to the front, and lower down, and to the side, and balance and stay. Good. That's a lot of work on our calves. Let's put this down. I don't recommend that for most of you. We're going to step back and do a runner stretch. Your right or your back leg is straight, and your front leg is bent. And you want to stay there for at least 6 seconds. Thank you. Good. So this is an upper calf stretch, gastrocnemius. Now you're going to step forward with that right foot again a little bit and bend the right leg or the back leg and take the front leg and go forward. And you get 2 stretches, a soleus stretch in your right leg or the back leg and a hamstring stretch in your front, which we're going to do more of later. And other side, step the left leg back and stretch. And hold it and bring your hips forward. Most of your weight's here, but you're using this to press that back heel down. And then bring the foot slightly forward. Bend the back knee as far as you can so you get a stretch in the lower leg here. Lower Achilles tendon and soleus. And then you get a nice stretch here. And you can turn away from the bar like Kat's doing, and you can get lower in your leg. So, thank you very much, Kat. I appreciate it. I give her a kiss, but it is safe distancing. So now we're going to go on and do some of the more general exercises that I do in the video. And they're to work both our coordination, our agility, our strength, our stamina, all together. The sensory motor system, you've heard me talking about that. Practice of coordination, as well as the strength and agility to be able to perform those actions. So the first thing we're going to start with is just extending our leg in and out. I'm doing this kind of quick so you can see it. So I've got my left arm and right leg going, your left and my right. If you're doing it this way, switch legs, and we can do this slow or fast. You can do this with ankle weights and a weight in your hand, or you can do it just plain. I'm doing it without today so you can see it. Then you can do those to the side. Switch sides. And now back. And you may find these coordinations hard to do, but that's the whole point. Opposition of arm and movement, and sometimes same leg arm movement, is a hard thing to do. Walking is an example of something that's an oppositional form of movement that we're hardwired to do, and we're just practicing that hardwiring by doing this. Good. And now we're going to do leg circles. You can do this facing the bar, but you don't want it to go too high because you kick the bar. Or you can do it facing the other way, so I'd be on profile to you. And then the other way. Don't expect to get this exactly right. When I first came up with these were really hard to do. And if you have a hip replacement or anything, or shoulder surgery, you have to be careful doing this. Modify, modify, modify. Now the opposite side. And the other direction. Always breathe, deep breathings. And the other way. Good. All right. And now let's do the, we're going to go to the side. So I have my left arm out, my right leg out. Your mirror image would be your left leg and right arm. This I don't exactly get. I bring the leg down at the same time as I bring the arm, or I do them as a wobble. It's the opposite direction. Very hard to get that. Now, when I teach this class, I teach looking in a mirror. So sometimes that's easier. So while I'm doing these, I'm going to tell you a little bit about where your eyes should be. Right now I'm not looking in the camera, which is below my eye level. I'm looking straight forward. And straight forward is where your center of balance should be, on the horizon. And there's a one point on the horizon that artists and designers and draftsmen call the vanishing point, where in perspective everything goes to meet it. That's where our balance is. If you balance by looking down, or you're looking down, that's where you're telling your body you want to go. Shouldn't do that. So I have my left arm forward, my right leg back, and do the circles again. Don't expect to get it exactly like me. Just practice circling your arm and leg. If they're not in sync, or one's faster than the other, don't worry about it. Eventually, you're going to find your own pattern, your own way of moving it. And then the other way. You try and do them both clockwise and counterclockwise. And switch sides. Again, core is important. Keep your concentration below your belly button, your navel. Again, I get messed up in here too. And the other way. And I try and look up, even though I'm looking down to see you in the camera. I want to look up and look out. That way I see the horizon line in front of me. And there's some big bay windows with a pretty cypress tree and a pond out there, so I kind of like it. And once you've done enough, everybody stand wide and just rock your hips side to side. Loosen up those hip flexors. And labor them in your hips. All the soft tissue inside where the legs meet the pelvis. Good, side to side. All right. Now, same idea. You're going to take the leg up and the arm down. And I'm going to lean forward and up. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Other side. Exhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Again, breathing very important. Exhale, inhale. Now I'm going to take the right leg back. This is harder. I'm going to do hip extension. Lift up, the arm and leg up and down. Keep the supporting knee bent and down. And up and down. Up and down. Switch. My left leg back, my right arm forward. Lift up and down. Up and down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now I'm going to put the two of those together in a very odd way. I'm going to swing the leg forward, swing the leg back, forward, and back. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Switch. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And stand up as straight as you can in between. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Take your hips again and rock side to side. So now we're going to go to the side, and we're going to go back to what we just did in a very different way, but you'll see that when we get there. I'm going to go to take my leg to the side and reach my arm at a diagonal. I'm going to bring my elbow to my knee and exhale. Again, my standing left leg is bent, and then I'm going to reach way over to the side so I get a stretch, and then a contraction, and then a stretch, and then concentric contraction on my side, and stretch, and exhale over. Inhale, exhale, switch sides, and exhale. Inhale all the way over, exhale. Exhale. exhale, keeping that focus forward. Inhale, good. Take your hips here and get in a low bent knees, plie as we say, in second position in ballet. You want to circle your legs around one direction. I'm doing mine clockwise. A little Latin dance here, or hula, and then the other way. Good. So that's to just release you. You can do the upper body too, but we're going to do that in a few minutes. Now we're going to go back to the forward and back motion. But now we're going to go reach forward, slide the leg back, and bend the elbow and knee. The knee must go behind you. And reach forward. And you're going to feel this here as you bend your knee back, and the knee lifts back, and you look up. Go only as far as you can. Exhale, look down. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. Inhale, look up. Other side. Left leg, my left leg forward, my right arm forward. Reach. And back. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Rock and roll the hips in a circle. And again, hula the other way. Good. All right. So now you're going to take your feet in that parallel position we did earlier with my wife. We're going to do calf raises, but you're going to rock your hips forward and back. Hips forward, shoulders back. Hips back, shoulders forward. Hips forward, shoulders back. Keeping the knees bent the whole time. Back. One more time, forward. And now you're going to walk back. I'm going to take my bar a little forward here. And walk back. And I'm in a flat back like this. Now I'm not all the way over, most of us can't do that. But you at least have the back straight. Keep the knees bent. Everybody pulse up and down in weight sense. If you want to, you can flow side to side. A weight sense, good. Now you're going to push your belly in and contract and inhale and lift your belly up, arching the back. Exhale, push the tummy in, the pelvis comes forward, chin to chest, and our back goes into spinal flexion. Inhale, and our spine goes into spinal extension and look up. Again, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, good. Walk forward. Squeeze your buttocks. Push your hips forward. Shoulders back. Now walk back again. Bend the knees. Now you're going to take your right leg back and lift it up and touch it down. And lift it up. Knock over my shoji behind me. Lift it up and touch it down. Lift it up and touch it down. Step that one in, left side. You have to stand it up in between to rest your back. If you have a bad back, you need to be careful. Supporting in the abdomen for those who don't. Up and down, up and down. Walk forward. Catch your breath again. And then walk back. This is not for those who have too many problems. Some of you may only get this far over. That's okay. We all start somewhere. So I'm going to do that just here to the side. Lift the leg up to the side and down. Side and down. Now if I went all the way over, it'd be side and down. Just depends on what your capability is. And then the left side, I'm only this far, up and down, up and down. I'm going to walk all the way in the flat back, up and down, and you can see up and further over, down. And walk forward, push the hips forward. Good. Now I'm doing more of these than I usually would because this can be very hard on your back, but I'm doing them so you can see what to do. You're going to kick back, kick forward, kick back, kick forward, kick back, kick forward, kick back, kick forward. Step on that leg. Other leg back and forward, back and forward, back and forward, back and forward. Walk forward. Take a break. Rock your hips side to side. Catch your breath. Those of you who can take your own pulse, do so. Don't worry about it. I guarantee your heart rate is up. Good. Now we're going to start moving into some balance practices, but we're going to do this a different way. We're going to go over and kick and over and kick. So for those of you who are doing martial arts in the community, there's a little bit like that. Martial arts is one of the best things you can do along with dance for exercise for the body. If we were doing this in ballet, we'd always keep our back straight. But we've done a lot of that. I want to get off center here so you can practice that. Now you're going to lean forward to kick back, lean forward to kick forward, lean forward to kick back. Now instead of leaning forward, we're going forward and back. And now we go kick forward and lean back, back and lean forward, forward and lean back, and then a very soft knee, back, kick forward. Good. Everybody shuffle your feet. So this is a particularly long bar. You know, my class is usually 45 minutes. This class may go a little longer than that. And you want to shake it out. Good. So now we're going to work on some balances, and we're going to be doing this with balls. The first thing is, we've already done some balances when Katherine was up here and we were using the weights and whatnot to balance. But this is a little different. Now we're working off center. Everybody take one foot and you place it on the other or on the side of your leg there. If you've done yoga, it's called tree pose. But we're only taking one arm up, the same arm as the leg that's standing. Bend that standing knee slightly, unlike you do in yoga. Used to do and teach yoga and test your balance. When you do this, look straight forward. That's where your horizon line is. That's the center of your balance. Good. And let's do the other side. And fall over a little bit like I did. You can also do this with the toe on top of your foot. Reach up. That's the easier version, harder version. Bend the supporting knee. Test your balance. And come down. Extend your right leg forward. Reach your left arm up. Test your balance. Switch. Test your balance. And come down. Now we're going to do the back. Left foot back. Right arm up. Test your balance. Good. Switch. Test your balance. Looking straight forward. Eye level. I talked about this earlier. You have your eyes which tell you where you are visually, and then you have your labyrinthium, which is the inner ear, behind the inner ear, that helps you get your center of balance. Good. Now let's do the side. And switch. Other side. And you notice the more you practice, the better you get. And side. I'm an ex-professional ballet dancer. I don't have anywhere near the balance I used to because of my injuries. Always have to keep practicing it no matter what. Now I'm going to use these for balances. I'm going to use these for hand-eye coordination in a minute too. So again, I'm going to do here. I'm going to take the ball here and balance. Testing your balance. Lift the ball up. Don't drop it. Keep a good grip on it. For those of you with bad grip, might want to use the dumbbell. Good. Extend that leg forward. Test your balance. You can do this with a rest in between each. And then rest, and then you come back and extend the leg side. Test that balance. And then bring that leg in and take it back and test that balance. Good. Other side. And this leg goes forward and test that balance. And then this way and test that balance. And then here and test that balance. Good. You'll notice that having the weight on the supporting side makes it a lot easier. So guess what we're going to do? The weight's going to be on the side that is not in support, and you're going to have to concentrate more on it. Now I have my weight on the opposite leg. And you can test your balance that way. Let's do the other side. Forward. Bring it in. It's okay if you make a mistake, which I did. That's why it's okay, because I'm doing it. I'm just kidding. Back and in. Good. Now a little harder. Off center. Now we take the same supporting side, but we have the arm and leg forward. Got all this weight going forward. You've got to shift your supporting weight over that standing leg. Good. Leg to the side. Same arm and leg. And then back. Should do same arm and leg both for this. Now try it back there. That's what I originally meant to do. Good. Now this is the correct arm out forward. And side. And back. And again, you can do this opposite as well. Good. Shake a leg. Take a break. Belly up to the bar. I've got the belly to do it. Good. Now, off-center balances. And what that means is we're no longer going to have our usual equilibrium. I'm taking it and balancing off on a kilter. So I'm here. I'm going to take that arm up so it's directly over my center of balance and test my balance. This is not for beginners. Good. I'm going to do the same thing here. Bend that supporting knee. Counterbalancing. Good. Try the other side. Here. And then here. Good. Again, let's stand in our bent knees, our plie. Cool the hips. Again, my bar does not go this long, but I'm throwing everything in a salad at you so you can know all the things you can do and all the things we do at Mountainside Dance Center for a therapeutic movement class. Good. There are many more balance exercises we can do like this. I'm going to show you a few that you can practice with me. Again, this is the same off-kilter balance. Switch leg. Keep your abdominals very strong, not for people with lower back problems. Again, do this without the ball if that's the case. Here. Or here. Switch in here. All of those. Good. All right. Marching again. Fast as you can. Wide. I want you to do this out of the bar if you can keep your shoulders on top. March forward and back slowly. Practicing walking is a really important part of balance. Walking is a controlled fall. You go from a fall to balance, from a fall to balance. Fall and recovery to fall and recovery. With the other foot forward, my left and back. Walk forward and back. And the bar is always there if you need it. And back, or your chest of drawers or chair or whatever. Make sure you have a stable object though. It's very important. You don't want to, that chair or whatever, if you fall and can't control yourself, the chair can become an obstacle and hurt you. Good. With this walking idea, you're going to walk forward onto the right and stand up. Up and down. Up and down. Walk up and down. Walk up and down. Other side, testing your balance in between. Use the bar. Very important to use that bar if you have balance issues. Fear is a big problem in balance. That's the main thing that causes falls. No matter whether we trip over something or not, instead of deciding to recover from a fall, we decide to continue with the fall. If you decide to continue with the fall, it should be that you do so mindfully and know how to fall. And I do teach my Fall with Grace class for that. But here, you're going to step back and up and down. This is the hardest one. Up, don't lean forward, and down. Get close to the bar if you need to. Up and down, or go sideways to the bar. Go up, and then stepping back and down. Step up and down. Step up, I'm on balance, and down. The other side, I switch. Let's work this back, and I step up and down. And up is my very bad foot, so I have to be careful because this is the hardest thing for me to do is go down. That really hurts. Up and down and up and down. Good. So warming down. Shuffle. Shuffle. You're going to do fast touches. Touch, 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 touch. Front, side, back, side. As fast as you can. If you can go really fast like this, do so. But lift the foot in between. This may be your speed. Okay? For those of you who have gotten really tired doing this, this is a very long bar. You need to take breaks in between, even if I'm going on. Okay? That's up to you. It's a video. It's not a class, so you need to take care of yourself. Left side, touch, 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 touch. Someone the other day said, oh, you're making co-videos. I just said no. Touch, 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 as fast as you can. Good. So now I want you to take your right foot forward, or your left foot, circle of toe one way. Circle it the other way. When Annie Williams gives this at Mountainside, she makes you draw the alphabet with your toes. I said no. Lazy zeros in the sky are finding them with me. On the other foot, circle the foot. And the other way. Good. Do the same with your hands. Do it both the same way. You're about to meet my dog Sadie. Hello, Sadie. And then circle the other way. She's been watching us the whole time. Good. Stand with your knees bent and round your head like we did earlier in the class in a circle. Now continue that with just the shoulders and the head. The head guides the motion. So you're drawing a bigger zero in the sky with the crown of your head. Now you move the whole body from your waist, and the hips can move in everything. Keep your eyes closed. This can make you very dizzy. I'm going to show you how to stop dizziness after the end of this. Very important for people with balance issues. I'm stopping. I see the room move a little bit. I look at my forefinger. I bring it into my nose. It makes your eyes cross. As soon as your eyes cross, the equilibrium comes more or less back in the case. Now we circle the other way. Just the head. Now I'm keeping my eyes closed to do this. You can do it with your eyes open, a little harder. Now I'm going to move my whole torso with my shoulders guided by my head, so the circle is bigger in the space I'm making. And now I include the whole spine and pelvis in this. And that can make you very dizzy, which it does. It doesn't make me dizzy. It just makes the room spin a little bit. So I look at the forefinger. I pull it into my head. You can see my body waver a little bit as I do this. Keep looking at it. My eyes are crossing and I come out of it. And any vertigo or problems with the room spinning ends. Okay, good. All right. Stirring up some trouble with my leg. I always talk to people about what soup you're making. Well, I made a bone chicken soup earlier this week from 2 chicken carcasses. Sorry, vegetarians and vegans. We'll assume that it was a tofu soup. And then I do the other side. And then the other way. Now you're going to do the craziest hello and goodbye with your arms you can. Because you're going to shake that arm. Very loose. Ballistic dynamic stretching is one of the best stretching you can do because it doesn't require a lot of strength or a lot of pain, but yet you get a lot of physical benefit out of doing this. Good. Stand on your left foot. I'm going to bring back a dance from the late 50s, early 60s, the twist. Move your whole body by spinning that left foot on the floor, and the whole body moves homolaterally with it, except for the standing side. And that loosens you up, and you let the arm fall. Good, and stand on your other leg, my right, your left. And you can keep your head straight front for this, it doesn't matter, we're just loosening the body up. Now we're going to do those leg swings I showed you earlier, but we're going to do them as high as you can. Now, I usually do this facing straight forward when I'm in my class, so is everyone else. But here, you can just do it at the bar. Let the legs swing. And I know we have the bars cutting in front of me, but you all can see me. Very simple. When I face the bar, it's easier. Let the legs swing. Now touch the leg side. I'll do this facing. And you swing the leg across, not if you have a hip replacement. If you have a hip replacement, just do this. Hip replacement, you don't want to cross your leg up. Good. We'll do the other side. And swing that leg forward and back. Nice and loose. Again, dynamic, holistic stretching. Nice and easy. And touch your leg to the side and swing cross and open, or just open if you have a hip replacement or any other injury. You have injuries that some of these affect that I don't know about. Know your body. That's the important thing about learning to move in everyday movement, which is the point of these exercises. The last exercise we do is the most complicated. Not really. You very quickly join your right hand with your left repeatedly fast. And we always applaud at the end of the class. I want to thank you all for watching this video. It may be rather long. Take some breaks in between even when I don't. Know what your capacity is, not to mine or your neighbors or your kid who's a gymnast. This is about what you need. Some of these exercises you can go way beyond what I do, but modify them so you can do that too. But don't do them so you're going to hurt yourself. The most important is to stay safe while exercising. Again, I want to thank you all for coming. Please, when the coronavirus quarantines are over and you can get back to normal everyday life, come to our therapeutic movement classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We are going to have an advanced class. I haven't shown anywhere near all the advanced stuff that we do here, including lying on the floor, but I wanted you to know that we will be doing it, and I want to give you just a taste of those in these exercises. Again, we hope to see you in a very few short weeks or months, and we'll all get back to our normal life and exercising, which is what these exercises are for, and we'll see you soon.